Hello, and welcome to Summarize Science. Have you ever wondered if your brain holds subtle clues about its own future health? A fascinating new study does just that, looking not at what we remember, but at how we listen to speech. Researchers are increasingly focused on subjective cognitive decline, or SCD. This is when a person feels their memory and thinking are getting worse, even if standard tests come back normal. It's seen as a potential early warning sign for dementia, so scientists are searching for objective ways to measure what's happening in the brain. In this experiment, scientists recruited 56 older adults and had them listen to 4 very different styles of speech. These ranged from scrambled nonsense and a plain descriptive style, like a weather report, to an engaging dialogue and an exciting story. While they listened, an EEG cap recorded their brain's electrical activity. The goal was to measure cortical tracking, which is a way of seeing how well a person's brainwaves sync up with the rhythm and patterns of the speech they're hearing. They specifically compared how the brain tracked basic sounds versus more complex language patterns, like syllables and sound rules. The first key finding was that people who reported greater cognitive concerns showed weaker brain tracking of the complex language patterns. Their ability to track the basic sounds was totally fine. This suggests the difficulty isn't in hearing, but in the brain's higher-level work of processing language. But here is where it gets really interesting, and the results were the opposite of what you might expect. This weaker brain tracking didn't show up during the complex, exciting story. Instead, it was most obvious when participants were listening to the boring, monotonous speech, the scrambled words, and the flat descriptive style. When listening to the rich and engaging dialogue, the brain tracking of those with higher cognitive concerns looked much more similar to everyone else's. So let's recap the important points and what they mean. First, feeling like your cognition is declining is linked to a real, measurable change in how your brain processes the structure of language. Second, this change is easiest to spot not with a difficult task, but with a simple one, listening to flat, unemotional speech. The researchers think this points to a clever compensation strategy. When speech is expressive and engaging, people with early cognitive difficulties can use the emotional tone and rhythm as a crutch to help them keep up. But when you take those extra cues away with boring speech, the underlying weakness in language processing is exposed. What could this mean for the future? This research suggests that we might one day have a powerful new biomarker for dementia risk. A simple, non-invasive listening task with an EEG could potentially detect signs of cognitive decline years earlier than we can today. Thanks for watching Summarize Science.